Nick Sirianni, quarterback coach, offensive coordinator for the Colts. I thought he was a quarterback coach. Offensive coordinator for the Colts. Nick Sirianni is going to be the head coach, basically, of the Philadelphia Eagles. Contract has not been signed, but now the 39-year-old Sirianni becomes the lead man in Philadelphia. He started getting interviews a couple days ago. Everybody thought, Carson Wentz needs to leave Philadelphia and come to Indianapolis because Frank Reich is the head coach of Indianapolis. And Frank Reich and Carson Wentz had great success together. Now the Philadelphia Eagles said, well, if they're not going to fire Frank over there, at least we'll take the offense coordinator who's similar to him. Nick Sirianni, offense coordinator of the Colts, is now with the Philadelphia Eagles as the head coach. I wonder how those meetings went. How much control he'll have. Congrats to him. Congrats to the Eagles on finding a head coach, AJ.
Yeah, and Houston is the lone team, right, without a head coach?
Yeah, and who knows who's going to get that place. Pelissero said, there's only 32 jobs. Guys are going to want jobs, right? These are things that are going to happen and whatever. And he said that the Deshaun Watson situation obviously won't be handled until the head coach is hired. So they are the only place. To be honest, I thought it was going to be difficult to find a head coach, but now they got the offense coordinator here out of Indianapolis. Good for Sirianni, and that means Carson Wentz for sure, right? That's what that means.
Yeah, you would think bringing in an offensive-minded young guy, you're thinking, hey, you're gonna make Carson Wentz like what he once was.
What are they going to do with Jalen, you think?
I don't know. Get him ready as well? Like, that's going to be a weird room. How do you keep them both around?
I have no idea. Because, the moves are always the first thing, and then you talk like, oh, now we got humans here as well. Now we got to deal with the human aspect of this thing. How will this whole thing play out? I don't know much about Sirianni. I thought he was just quarterback coach. Turns out he's offense coordinator. Yeah. I've been a Colts fan, obviously, for as long as I possibly can. But so that's a very interesting situation. Sirianni becomes the head coach of the Eagles. Is that because they think a little piece of Frank Reich is coming back to Carson Wentz because he was the offensive coordinator? Or what exactly are your thoughts on that whole thing?
You see that top left right there? You're right.
Eagles have been living in the 2017 Super Bowl. I think this is a move where they touched Frank Reich. It's a connection to Frank. I mean, look, Josh McDaniels was involved in it. I only know Josh. I mean, Josh is one of the best football people I've ever been around in my life. So I don't know Nick. He's never really called plays. Frank calls plays. So you're getting an inexperienced offensive coordinator who's really, Frank runs the offense. I think everybody would readily admit that. Now, it doesn't mean he can't be a head coach, but I think this is bigger than that. I think the Eagles believe as an organization they can carry the head coach. They've got a line coach. They got all these people. They'll help him put together his defensive staff. It's the subcontractor element of the National Football League going on in Philadelphia. If they hired McDaniels, that wouldn't have been the case.
And a first-time head coach basically being able to be told what to do, right, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, look, here's what I say all the time. These jobs that are hard, they need experience. And the answer to most questions is not through elimination. Like if you're in Houston and you're Nick Caserio, you can't eliminate Deshaun Watson because he's a distraction. You have to solve the problem through thought, through your experience, through what you remember, what people have told you or taught you, how they solved it through the years. But when you minimize the head coaching role, like the Eagles clearly have done, taking someone with no experience, not even a play caller. No disrespect to Nick. I don't know Nick. But that's a real challenge. That's a real challenge. You're going to learn on the job. And the NFL is not a place to learn on the job. It's not very friendly.